Okay, so that's the next day here. There's a can out here. I want to show you this can in my driveway. I want to show you how that can in my driveway is connected to the black magic of the soup that I made last night in my fridge here. So I want to explain that soup and how it's connected to that can out there. And then after that, I'm going to prove to you that Olivia Rodrigo has a soul of white light. But not only her, all my contestants that are in the Miss Universe contest. So these cans that I pushed in here are used to put in the soup. That's part of the magic. So I want you to see that word crushed there. Remember that, crushed. And that's a can. And then this one here, light coconut. So this is a representation of, my testes. If I climax with that can in the driveway, once it gets crushed, it's going to crush me. It'll crush to atoms and tear a whole blood vessel in my brain, giving me a stroke. So while I'm at it, this can is connected to it. I want to talk about this can here. So if you look at these designs here, that's a representation of a honeycomb, which is a representation of a queen. That dog, because of the hair on her, represents the evil android queen that's going to come over here posing as your mother. Now, the arrow pointing to it is a prime. Prime means Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime he's a transformer or a robot. So what's going to come over here is an adult robot pretending to be your mother, creator, as the queen. And that's what that can means. But you want to know that. Prime robot, prime adult robot, pretending to be the mother of all creation, or queen bee. So, not everything is as it seems, folks. That's only one can. Can you imagine how many cans exist in the planet Earth where I can get a message from the spirits? So, these tomatoes here, and that there, which is in my soup. So if I eat that soup, because I already ate it, it's in my body. Come on, Louie. Come on, Louie. Come on, what's that? So, I gotta be careful here, it's icy. Very icy. I'm gonna fall, I know it, I'm gonna fall there. So, that can, the tomatoes plus the coconut stuff, the cans, is connected to this pop can out here. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Go for a walk after. Go for a run after. He's excited. He wants to go for a walk. I haven't taken him for a walk in a long time. So, my person that's supposed to bring something to me, if they come over here and they run over this can of pop here, the fact that has the word 0 on it is connected to a Japanese fighter pilot from World War II called the Kamikaze who flew their planes into the boats as a last-ditch effort to win the war. They did that to themselves, in other words. So that 0 is connected to those fighter pilots and their spirits and their souls. So if my person wants to come in here and ride over that can on top of this ice, that's the magic that they want to cast, which is connected to my house inside there. But not only the house, this billboard, because it having the word board in it is connected to my hardwood floors in there and my lower horn that would get hard. So This here is magic. It's black magic, but you wouldn't know it. So by removing that from the driveway there, I've now protected myself from their black magic nonsense, man. Because if my person had come over and ran over that, it would have crushed it. It would have crushed that can. And that can being crushed by a tire that has air pressure in it, that's the magic. They want to increase the pressure in my brain and give me an aneurysm through the climax. So when I have the climax is what would cast their spell. That can being crushed by a tire with air pressure, probably a high air pressure. Like the person probably would have pulled in with extra pressure in the tires that they don't need to increase their pressure in my brain. And you see that there? That's that's the element love. I have that soul inside of me. That's the color of it. This is connected to the lower love chakra. This is part of their magic as well. And because it's in the driveway, it still connects to it, man. And the word double on there, have you seen that on there? The word double increases the pressure in my brain. Doubles it. That's black magic 101. Star and moon. That's what real black magic is, man. What I just showed you there. The method to cast a spell is the human climax. So pay attention to what I'm telling you. Because you don't understand anything. So now because I removed the danger, I'm in no danger now. I can now eat that soup and go for my run. But even that's a little bit dangerous, because if I happen to partake in the ceremony today, because I eat that food and then I go for my run, my atoms are going to be in reverse. My atoms are going to be going like that for a little bit, and I'll be rewinding time on my side of my body. So I don't necessarily want to. I don't want to combine the two. It's like drinking and driving. It's not safe, because if I go for my run, that's being healthy, and then when I partake in the spiritual warfare, that's unhealthy. It's like combining the two. I'm like running to purify myself, but I can't do both at the same time. Like I can't go for a run and then partake in the spiritual warfare at the same day. And if I was to go for a run today and then go to sleep tonight, that would fix my body, because I need to fall asleep to allow the atoms to do their job. I can't combine the two. So if I ran today, fell asleep tonight, and then got up tomorrow and did my spiritual warfare, that would be perfect. But there's a chance today that my delivery could come and I could mess things up. So I don't want to eat my soup. I don't want to go for the run, because that's their plan as well. They want to try to hurt me by getting me to eat that soup, go for my run, come back, and then probably have my stuff sitting here waiting, and then I'll be ready to go. And I don't want that. So I have to be very mindful of their tricks and their traps, and that's one trap. So if I eat that soup now, I then went for a run, and then I partake in spiritual warfare, that's their magic spell. They want to try to hurt me. Because when I run and I do my crunches, I do my exercises, my stretches, my push-ups, and then I go for the run, that's what rewinds time in my body, rewinds the atoms. But I want to make sure that I'm doing that in a way that's healthy. And that means not combining the two. So that's Black Magic 101. Now I want to get into the story here. So, where is it here? Right here. So, this here. So, This picture, that little dot there, that's in Transformers: Age of Extinction. Take my sweater off. So, see that truck going by over there? That's a cattle truck. Cattle truck. You see that truck going by there? That's red and blue. That's purple. That's you, Olivia, going by there. So that blue, red and blue truck that went by, that's Olivia's spirit. So that's your spirit letting you know, Olivia, that you're the one that's pulling the strings behind the scene here, like to help me tell this story. So, because that's a cattle truck or transport going by over there, I don't know if you can see it. You see it going on the road there? That cattle truck transport thing is connected to the can over here. Okay? Yeah. That's you. That's basically telling me this story here. Like you're helping tell this story because of that truck that went by that was red and blue. Because that's your color. Red and blue mixed together is purple. So, and that truck is a transformer because that's what Optimus Prime is. So, that little dot there is what a transformer is. It's a representation of my female contestants in the Miss Universe contest having a soul of white light. So that's why I've kind of put the two together so you can visually see what an Anishinaabe soul of white light actually looks like. It would actually look like that, science. It would be a white ball like that. And it would be floating around the universe. There's the universe. So if you went to the edge of the universe and you looked outside the universe, you'd see these things spinning around like that, around the universe. So that there is connected to there. So I want you to picture two balls like that, interconnected. Being the line in between there is what science would call a gluon. It holds the particles together. So this is the one you want to watch. It's Transformers: Age of Extinction. What that's about is about the androids coming here. They're going to be backed into a corner. Like when the black hole doesn't fire, they're more than likely going to come here and probably pretend to be our friends. Because I've asked them to come here and get down on their hands and knees to, declare me and Olivia as the new mother and father of all creation. They could still come here and pretend to do that. They could fool us. That's in the prophecy, Seven First Prophecy. They could come here and fool us by pretending to submit to me so that they could get me and Olivia on the UFO and then get rid of us. So I don't trust them at all until I have my UFOs here. So even if they come here, mankind, pretending to submit to us, they cannot be trusted. The only people that can be trusted is when we have my UFOs here. So that's what Age of Extinction is about. It's about them coming here waging war by using their railguns to shoot projectiles at us from space, or coming here under the guise of surrender to manipulate me to get rid of me and Olivia. So, or if it's not Olivia, then one of my other contestants, like Billie Eilish, she's on there as well. You guys are aware of her now. There goes I missed it. Anyway, there was a red Volkswagen. So, that's what the trailer's about. Them coming here to get rid of mankind. This isn't war, it's human extinction. That's what he says on there. So this is what they'll say on the trailer. This is the greatest advance in modern physics since the splitting of the atom. So what that's talking about is two things. One is when science reads my book and they see all the nice scientific stuff in there, that's the greatest advance in physics. But it's also about that little white dot, which is the creators, my grandfather and grandmother, spirit, blessing these ladies in the Miss Universe contest with a soul of white light so that I can bind my soul to them. It's not like, because they have that soul of white light, it's like me binding my soul to Jaden, or me binding my soul to another native, like Tatum. So just because Olivia Rodrigo is, Filipino and Caucasian, doesn't mean that, she has a different soul. It means that we've given her a soul of white light. So since the splitting of the atom, a rare metal. So that is the white ball. That's their souls. Then he grabs that, and it's a rock, unstable. It's what they're made of. That's what he says. It's what they're made of. What he's actually talking about when he says it's what they're made of is talking about my Miss Universe contestants. It's what they're made of. Don't let that rock confuse you. I want you to take that rock out of the equation and then put that little white circle there like that. Put that white circle over here like that. That's what he's talking about. That. It's what Olivia Rodrigo's soul is made of. It's what Billie Eilish's soul is made of. It's what Dua Lipa's soul is made of. It's what, who else did I pick? Ray Ray's soul is made of. Blue Ivy. All those other ladies that I was talking about at the beginning. So there's quite a few. I've forgotten who they are now. Ever since you waltzed into my life, I forgot. No offense, ladies. No offense. But that's what he's talking about. That's what the Miss Universe contestant souls are made out of. Wait, late. You guys never seen a truck like this before. So, I don't think it's a truck at all. So he's talking about Optimus Prime. I think we just found the Transformer. What that's referring to is me finding Olivia Rodrigo, me finding Billie Eilish, because they have that little white soul of white light, allowing me to bind my soul to them. So, I just found this piece of evidence today, Olivia, because of you. I wanted to do a video, another magic video, and go out there and connect it to the other one. But you had other plans. So you were pulling the strings behind the scenes to make me see this Transformer, and I've watched this Transformer video hundreds of times, and it never dawned on me to look at that little white ball until this morning, because you, as electricity inside of me, is like you're like basically formulating the thoughts in my mind to make me see things differently. So this morning, when I wanted to rush outside there, you got me to put all these clues together in the story that I'm going to tell about you, Olivia. So you're the Transformer, because we've transformed your soul, made it white light, so that you can live stronger and superior. That's on Captain Marvel, which I'll do another video about that one next, because then you'll see the connection to the story that I'm telling you here, Olivia. Because in Captain Marvel, it talks about recreating somebody and making them better. So that'll be my next storyboard. So again, I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a Transformer. So that's referring to Olivia having a soul of white light. But it's also about these androids coming over. They're going to look human, but they're not human, man. They have a molecular-sized Neuralink in the brain that allows them to look human, but they're not. So they're the Transformer. I don't think it's a. When he says I don't think it's a truck at all, right? That's referring to the three Abrahamic brothers. They're going to say, I don't. When they see the aliens come here and they look human, and you hear my story saying that they're not human, that they're androids, this is what the three amigos are going to say. I don't think that's a robot. That looks like a human to me. And you can't tear apart that human and look for the Neuralink, because it's the size of a molecule. A molecule is made up of like 2 atoms, man. That's how high tech the quantum computers are in the future, man. We're talking These guys are a million years ahead of mankind. So to create a molecular-sized quantum computer inside somebody's brain that is undetectable is how they're going to pull the wool over your eyes. And that's you guys saying, I don't think that's an android. It looks like a human to me. There's not a goddamn thing you could do to try to discover it. Like you could try to put it in an MRI and see if the MRI would shut the damn thing down. But because it's the size of a molecule, it's not going to do anything. You could probably drop a nuke on the goddamn thing and try to shut that molecular size Neuralink down. But that won't work either because of how small that computer is in the brain. It's the size of a molecule. It'll be unaffected by an EMP. So it'll be impossible to detect these guys when they come here. And with the exception of me telling you that they're goddamn robots. So don't pull that high and mighty shit. I don't think that's a transformer. I don't think that's an android. That looks like a human to me, and they claim to be my mommy and daddy. So I'm going to follow them into the lighthouse, let them get rid of me, and replace you with an android. Don't be a dumbass, man. I think we just found a transformer. So, anyhow. Now, when I say dumbass, I'm not talking about, the Three Amigos. Because I know that that's what they're trying to pull here. when I use that language, it's like I'm attacking the Three Amigos. I'm not talking about the Three Amigos. Talking about myself. Don't be a dumbass, Anthony, when they come here. That's how complex this is, because I know they don't want this video going out. So, I'm not talking about you Three Amigos being dumbass. I'm talking about myself being a dumbass. Stupid ass AI. You think I don't see what you're up to? Because that'd get my video taken down, wouldn't it? Fucking dumbass artificial intelligence, man. That's why I'm one step ahead of her at all times. So anyhow, back over here. So you see the color down there, Olivia? Are you an artist? All right, so this is about going to California. So spend my days with a woman unkind. That's the AI, man. She's very unkind, very unkind. Always trying to get rid of me left, right, and center. But it's also about mother rejecting me over and over. Each time we get to this point in Ragnarok, I get rejected. And I always have to turn to a different wife. And that's why Olivia has been my wife 73 times out of our 666 lives that we've done this. I just found out today that Billie Eilish has been my wife 23 times in past lives. Ray Ray, 22 times. So, it also means that, spending my days with a woman unkind who doesn't give two craps about me. So, now, this is, this is the part here where it's about reincarnation. So, made up my mind to make a new start. So, the story I've been told is that there's a reincarnation of the Mother Creator who wanted to reincarnate as Jaden, but now has decided to reincarnate as Olivia. And I don't want to get too involved in that until I have permission to talk more about it, but let's just put it that way. You've heard me talk already. You have the basic concept. So there's a person that wants to reincarnate on this planet. That person is inside of me, his grandmother. And I get to choose who I want to reincarnate her as. And I wanted it to be this girl in London, but I got all this advance notice. That means that, it's just not going to work because I kept getting rejected left, right, and center here. So, the love is not there. She's in love with the love of her life. They have a family, so I'm just going to leave it alone at that. I'm starting over with Olivia. So, that's me, I made up my mind to make a new start with Olivia. But it's also grandmother because she's been trying to convince this girl to be the mother of all creation for 666 lives. And rejection at every turn, left, right, and center. That's why Olivia has been selected 73 times in past lives. because she reminds me of, someone that I've lost because of evil getting rid of their, abducting them, more likely to get rid of them. So, going to California with an aching in my heart. That's basically about, me having to let go of Jaden and embracing Olivia. So there was a certain pain I went through in that, but the thing is, I'm not physically attached to her. Like if I was dating her for 10 years and then had to let her go to go be with Olivia, that would hurt like hell. But because I'm only, I was only infatuated or in love with her spirit, and that's not, it's not physical. There's not as much heartache in it. It still hurts, but it's not as much because it's only taken me a week to let her go and fall in love with Olivia Rodrigo's spirit, or the thought of being with Olivia Rodrigo. So there's a certain aching in my heart. That's what I mean. So I made up my mind and making her start with Olivia. Going to California, where Olivia lives, with an aching in my heart. But that's also about you, Olivia, because in my videos, if you scroll down to the very bottom of one of my videos, on my I think it's my very first video or my second or third video, I talk about this hair getting me to Hollywood. Someday this hair is going to get me to Hollywood, I say, because of my long hair that I used to have. It's from Creepshow, Sam Waitman. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but you might want to check it out because it's about me. So, so do you see that on there? This is a prime example of how your spirit is pulling the strings, Olivia. So that's me there with my hair. It's a representation of me having long hair. And I used to have long hair like that when I was in my teenage years, in my 20s, my 30s. I just recently cut it like 4 years ago. So the fact that his name is Sam Waitmoon, what do you think that means, Olivia? Right? That's your spirit getting me to pull this up so I can show you another clue here. Waitmoon. So, the fact that it says Creep Show 2 means, there's a person out there that thinks I'm a creep and doesn't like my show. But if there's two of them, and there's a connection to Waitmoon, it means you're the same way, that you don't like me talking this way. You think I'm a creep, you don't like my show. So there's a certain sense of narcissism that goes with that. And if you're not careful, Billie Eilish could be, walking around here as the new mother of all creation. So that's how I try to read information, but I don't buy that. I believe that's evil, getting me to talk bad about you so that you will think I'm narcissistic and don't like you. I adore you. So it's very hard to determine what's what, but I'm going to go with my gut instinct. My gut instinct tells me that you like these videos. But I just wanted to show you how, I have to analyze information and how I can make a mistake. So I don't believe that there's two ladies out there that think I'm a creep and don't like my show. I believe there's only one. So you're the Waitmoon. What does that mean? Waitmoon. So it means the girl floating on a moon. The girl that floats on a moon has a soul of white light. That's what it means, Olivia. So, when you watch Sam Waitmoon, you now have another clue. So, made up my mind as Olivia to make a new start. I hear there's a guy over there in Saugeen who calls himself or says someday this hair is going to get me to California, or someday this hair is going to get me to Hollywood. So the aching in your heart is referring to you losing your belief system around the invisible man and having to stand beside me as the new mother creator. So there's a certain aching in your heart, like, oh man, the person I thought was good is actually bad, and that guy over there who's bad but good is who I have to be with. So there's a lot of confusion, a lot of heartache. So you have to let go of your invisible man and then come over here and stand beside me. So that's you going to California or going to that guy who said, someday this hair is going to get me to Hollywood, with an aching in your heart. Now, the aching in the heart means being heartbroken, but it can also mean, a king. My name is Anthony. A and then King. King. I'm the king. So if you have an A king in your heart, it means you have me as Anthony King or A king in your heart. It means that you have me in your heart. It doesn't mean like a broken heart. The one means a broken heart, but the other one means a king. I have Anthony Kagi, who is king, or Anthony King, in my heart. So it means that you have me in your heart. Made up my mind to make a new start. Going to that guy out there in Saugeen who says someday that hair is going to get on to Hollywood or California with a dot king in my heart. That's what it also means. So someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. Where's that one? Right there. So you sing this song, Can't Catch Me Now, right? But it's connected to this movie here where that guy puts the flower in the hair. So you're the girl with flowers in her hair. With love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. So I'm assuming when you begin watching these videos that you're going to develop an emotional attachment to my spirit, because the way I'm presenting these clues, that's my spirit, that's your spirit, that's everybody's spirits at the quantum level trying to help set us up together. So you're going to develop an emotional bond with somebody that you don't know, but that you want to get to know. So there's a certain sense of love there. I love your spirit, and like I said, it's only taken me a week to love your spirit, and I'm in love with the thought of all the things that we're going to get to do together forever and ever and ever. And I just that's how it'll be easy for you to develop the same emotional attachment. So that's the love that will be in your eyes, like thinking about, oh wow, I get to be in the mother of all creation. I get to go fly in spaceships with that guy forever. I know he's handsome. I've seen his pictures of him when he's 19, and I get to walk around with that guy forever like that. So, it comes from that perspective. You can recreate these fantasies in your mind, of our life together. And there's a certain sense of love through fantasy that it can be developed. So that's you, flowers in the hair. So took my chances on a big jet plane. That's a black hole, meaning I gotta let mother get pregnant to prove that I'm the Alpha and Omega. Never let them tell you that they're all the same. That there, that's this here. Never let them tell you, sleeper cell children watching this, who are, from a different planet in the universe, that Olivia Rodrigo is the same as all the Olivia Rodrigos in past lives. No, she's not. She has that soul there. Never let them tell you that they're all the same, guys. And it goes the same with me. Never let them tell you that Anthony's all the same. I don't know who came up with that Alpha and Omega stuff, but I like it because it was my spirit and mother's spirit that came up with the Alpha and Omega by manipulating the AI who invented that story to come back and bite her. She never thought that being the beginning and the end would literally come true, but now it is. So that's me. Never let them tell you that Anthony's all the same. So now let's go. Right, here's the other one. So, to find a queen without a king. They say she plays guitar and cries and sings. Okay? There's the guitar, right? And here's her crying in her home, her motherland, Philippines. So they say she plays guitar and she cries when she sings. That's you, Olivia. You're the queen without a king who plays guitar and cries when she sings. As I say on Night's Tale, yes! That's what I do. That's what I did whenever I found a clue about Jaden. Yes! But now I'm doing it about you because I'm finding all these clues, right? So, yes! So, this could probably be you here, like you're screaming, like, "Oh my God!" You would never think that song is about you, right? So I could tell that you're probably going to be screaming right about now. Wow! Maybe even crying, even. So this one here, I added this here because I have a cousin Lacey. Okay, so I couldn't find any pictures of her, but this is, or my uncle. That's my Uncle Harold. So that's Harold's daughter. But I found this one here. It says Lacey Thompson. That's her. So you singing a song, Lacey, is connected to my immediate family, where there's a Lacey, my first cousin. Which means you're first. Like you're first all the time. After I get, rejected from my cousin, the fourth cousin. Or you're first because of you being there 73 lives, and this is your 74th kick at the can. So, you see how it says Grammy? Well, it means my, right? If you look a little bit closer. My. My Graham. My Graham. That's what Grammy means. My Graham. So, this here is a picture I took of, it says London Boulevard there, right? Well, that's where my ex lives. London. So, I'm on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. If I'm on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, it means if I try to pursue the person that lives in London, I'm going to have a broken heart because of the broken dreams. So I'm no longer walking that Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I'm walking the highway of, what do I call it? Highway Star? Is that what? Let's see what kind of music we can find for you here. I think there's a song called Highway Star. Yeah, right there. So, I'm no longer on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Olivia, because I'm on the Highway Star. You're the star in A Star Is Born, but you see how it's called Deep Purple there? Deep Purple? That's, where did I see Deep Purple again? Yes, right there. That's you. You're the Highway Star. Deep Purple. So, that's a clue that just came off the top of my head, and that's your spirit, like really trying to put on a show for you in the physical to let you know, hey girl, don't mess this up, man. I'm working hard behind the scenes here to make you see all these clues so that you can go stand beside that guy and heal his broken heart and spend forever with him. So the Highway Star, me talking about no longer walking on the Boulevard of Dreams, I'm walking on the Highway Star. It's about me walking with you, or I'm walking with Deep Purple instead. So that Highway Star, if you want to look up A Star Is Born, right? Right here. That's you. Highway Star, Deep Purple. A Deep Purple Star Is Born, or Highway Star. So watch that trailer there, okay? It's about you. Because the grandmother, this one here. So that time particle there, that's grandmother. So if you stand beside me, that's going to become your soul as well. Right now, it's grandmother's who's inside of me. I need to get her out of me and put that soul in somebody. And I've selected you as that person. So a star is born means the girl who flies around on a deep purple moon is now the highway star, or the person I want to be with. Therefore, a star is born means that when we make love and exchange souls, you're going to get that element inside of your body forever. And that's when the star is going to be born. Because right now, it's inside of me, and I need to put it inside of you. So by exchanging our soul halves over here, these two particles, we'll exchange those. That will allow the electricity to flow inside of your body, and she'll set up residence inside that black hole inside your body forever. That's what a star is born is about. So now, this is the one I talked about yesterday. I said I'm going to show you something in here. So this is from our sister community. Basil Johnson, he's from Nawash. So there are sacred songs here, right? That I'm going to be playing for you. So here's, I want to show you here. Songs of romance. I covet the woman, Olivia Rodrigo. I care for the woman, Olivia Rodrigo. The flower of fire will come to my aid. Pierce her heart. So through this book, I can tell that that's what I'm supposed to do, Olivia. So when I play you these songs here on my YouTube channel, it's through a very complex story whereby Basil Johnson collected these stories, and these stories in that what I just showed you, those are thousands of years old, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 years old. So I would even harbor a guess to say 20,000 years old. They go back 20,000 years, these stories. So we're a civilization that doesn't have written writing, so we pass our stories down by word of mouth. So these stories got passed down for the last 20,000 years, and he just happened to put all of them in a collection and make a book out of it. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. All those people for the last 20,000 years in the Anishinaabe telling these stories in that book, all those stories are about you and I. There's the new mother and father of creation. So that little blurb I just showed you there, that's how to put it? It's a culmination of all the spirits working together so that you can see that you're the flower of fire, because you're the one with that flower in the hair, right here. That's you, the flower of fire. So the flower of fire coming to my aid means the soul that you have inside of you, right there, that little soul, that's white light. That's basically fire. You want to think of it as being fire. It's not fire, it's white light. But because the big ball of fire in the sky makes white light, there's an association to it being fire. So that's the flower of fire that will come to my aid. So that's your song there, Can't Catch Me Now. That's like your spirit really happy. You know, that's your spirit being happy. Like, can't catch me now. I'm going to become the new mother of all creation. So there, you're the flower of fire. And the reason why I play those songs is because in that book, it's telling me to play you songs as the flower of fire. Because if I don't play you songs, how am I supposed to win your heart? If I just sit here and talk to you, that ain't going to do a goddamn thing. So, but if I play a couple love songs, I'm more than likely going to be successful in, you know, winning your heart. So you'll please forgive me if I play some love songs for you. I'm just doing what our spirits have taught me to do through thousands of years of storytelling. which I now am telling you. Now, this one is quite unique. This is where I wanted to go outside and go tell my story, but your spirit had another idea. She's like, you're not going out there to tell that magic story. I want to show her something different. So she manipulated the algorithms in my phone to show me this ad here. It's an ad for something. I don't know. But you wouldn't know that that's connected to the Chichiman. So you've seen the Chichiman in Tatum and Olivia's story, right? Well, that's that boat there. So can't catch me now. So there's the big boat, right? The big canoe. And you happen to notice down here, there's another boat that looks very similar to that boat there. They look very similar. So now this is the part where that's connected to it. So I want you to watch this video here. Majestic flight over Killarney, scenic journey at impressive speed. Okay, that one. So Lake Charles, you'll see Lake Charles. Charles Xavier is from X-Men. Okay, so I'm going to show you another thing, and this wasn't in my plan. Otherwise I would have took a picture of it. So now you got to go and watch this as well. Logan. So this is the one I want you to watch, Logan, because in Logan there, they say he'll say, "What is she?" And then Charles Xavier says, "She's like you, very much like you. She needs our help." So when Logan says, "What is she?" and then you see the girl there, it's referring to you being a creator. What is she? Oh, she's a new mother of all creation. She's like you, Anthony, very much like you. She needs our help. That's the part I want you to pay attention to. And then at the end, when Charles Xavier says, "Logan, you still have time." And then you see the girl come up and grab Logan's hand. It's referring to me still having time, like the mother of all creation, meaning time is inside of me. That black hole is inside of me. It's not inside of Jaden. It's inside of me. So I still have time on my side, because time is on my side. Meaning, the moment I make love with whoever it is going to be my soulmate, and that element flows out of my body into hers, she becomes the mother of all time, or mother time. So at the end of Logan, you still have time. It means, Anthony, you still have the element time, and you can put it in any girl that you want who has a soul of white light. So that's the connection in Lake Charles there. Well, there's also another connection here. So Evanescence, she sings a song, "Bring Me to Life." So "Bring Me to Life" is grandmother saying, "Hey Olivia, you see the purple there? That's you, because you're purple. Why don't you bring me to life? Go date that guy over there, Anthony. Do everything that needs to be done so that you two can make love and exchange souls and then become the new mother of all creation. Why don't you bring me to life?" That's what it's talking about here. So this is Hope Bay. So Bay refers to BAE, before anyone else. So hope before anyone else. So Hope Bay is connected to Superman. So now you want to watch this one. And again, this is something that I didn't include. Otherwise, I would have had pictures of it and words for you to understand. But I'm making this up on the fly, and this is your spirit telling me to add all these extra stuff in. That's the one you want to watch right here. Okay? And at the very end of that one, when they're sitting in the thing, and Lois Lane says, "What's the S stand for?" Because he has an S on his shoe. He says, "It's not an S. On my world, it means hope." So what it means is, it means Solomon, because my grandmother is Solomon, Emma Solomon. So in my previous stories, this was about that other girl whose last name is Solomon. What's that stand for? Oh, it means my soulmate, Solomon. It doesn't mean that no more. The S means that it stands for Solomon, Anthony Solomon, whose new wife is Olivia Rodrigo, who's mankind's last and only hope. Well, not really, there's Billie Eilish, there's still a lot of others, but that's what it means, the Hope Bay, because you're my before anyone else. I hope you want to be my bae. Hope Bay. That's what hope stands for in that trailer. And at the beginning there, the trailer is about, it's basically about me, you know, the three amigos wanting to get rid of me. They'll unalive that guy. How? He'll be a god to them. God to who? A god to the other half of mankind, you know, that doesn't believe in Invisible Man. I don't think, China's going to let anything happen to me when these aliens come here. I don't think Japan will. I don't think Kim Jong-un will let anything happen to me either when the aliens come here. I don't think Africa will stand up for their stuff because they don't believe in that stuff. And I don't think my cousins from South America, when they realize a Native American is a creator, are going to suddenly stand beside the Invisible Man when he comes here. So I don't think the Aborigines of Australia are going to stand beside him either. And I sure as hell don't think the Polynesians or the Indonesians are going to stand beside him. So his fan base is slowly dwindling down. When he comes here pretending to be an Invisible Man, knowing that people are going to stand beside him, are going to be, more than likely from that certain aspect of where, that stuff comes from, if you catch my drift. Because even the people of Europe, they don't believe in that. They believe in stuff like Thor. Norse mythology. That's Germanic. The people of Germany, they don't believe in the Invisible Man. They believe in Norse mythology. It's the same with the French and the English. They don't believe in the Invisible Man either. So why all of a sudden now they're going to start believing in them? Just because the UFOs are out here. So that's what it means when he says, they'll unalive Anthony. They'll K-I double hockey stick him. How? He'll be a god to the entire planet because the entire planet doesn't believe in the Invisible Man. So then they're talking about Superman doing great for the world. Like they will stumble, they will fall, but in time they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders. So that's mankind joining Olivia Rodrigo in the sun because she's going to become the new mother of all creation. Her soul will be that black hole at the bottom of the sun. So when you hear him say, in time they will join you in the sun, it means in time mankind will join you and I, Olivia, because you're going to become the sun or the grandmother of all creation, which is the sun or the black hole at the bottom of the sun, which is the element time. I should decode that whole trailer to you. When I have a chance, I'll do it for you so you can understand what it really means. But for now, those three basic clues should help you get a gist of what the trailer's about. People trying to get rid of me, but not being able to because mankind will stick up beside me. And then me changing the world because of my science that I have in my book that science is going to love reading about. And then you standing beside me is the sun. And because you're my Hope Bay. So, this is the Manitoulin Island, okay? This is this here. It's a joint presentation from Wikwemikong. So Wikwemikong, your spirits, like all those spirits over there, have helped put this together. You guys would have had to move to that island 20,000 years ago and stay there the entire time to create this storyline. So there's natives that live on Manitoulin Island, but because they're flying close to Wikwemikong, I can tell it's Wikwemikong that's working at the spiritual level behind me. So your spirits, Wikwemikong, along with Olivia, are the ones that made this ad here. So, because you guys live on the island, that's how I can tell Wacomico that your spirits are the ones working behind the scenes to manipulate the algorithms. But not only that, create this entire ad. You would have had to create this entire ad, meaning you would have had to help manipulate the people's thoughts in their brains to make sure that they create this ad so that I can link it up to the people of Wacomico. Which I might add is where my ex was from, Amanda. So Amanda, that's your spirit, like you and your community, doing your little part to help, make Olivia Rodrigo a new mother. So thank you, Amanda. So now, this here is the route that the ferry takes. It goes from Tobermory to South Bay Mouth. Okay, there it is there. South Bay Mouth. So, the South Bay Mouth is referring to that direction, which is where my former bae lives, in the south. If she lives in the south, she's the south before anyone else, South Bay. But I wonder what the mouth means, because I'm being nothing but kind to her. Loving. If I'm being kind and loving, I can't have a mouth. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, that's you. As the South Bay Mouth. You're my bae. South. Mouth. Meaning, I could use your mouth to help sway public opinion of me. So if you use your mouth wisely, you could sway public opinion and say, why don't you guys just be quiet? I have an opportunity to be the new mother of all creation. Why are you talking bad about that guy? You do know that he is the father, and maybe I should show you it. Maybe fear will get the appropriate response. So, watch this one, kids. Fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but we're Saugeen Reserve number 29. That's what the 29 means there. But our other community is 28, so we're Saugeen 28, 29. Over here is 42, 4 elements, 2 creators, which is a representation of me and Olivia Rodrigo. So when that other guy comes here, he may be able to deatomize a body, and it may look like he can destroy both body and soul here. He can't, because the atom that has disappeared, it's just that you can't see it. Only I can erase that soul inside that atom by recycling it over and over and over, by allowing my spirit to bring that soul back into existence, by putting that soul back in the baby's body when it's born, which will take 1,000 years to do. So don't fear that guy. He's not real. You need to fear that guy from Saugeen number 29 and Chief's Point number 28, who's number 42. The answer to everything. There it is. Watch that one now. The answer to life, universe, and everything. 42, 4 elements, 2 creators. That's the answer to everything. Yes, it is. Which happens to be on that other video, the previous one. So, I could use somebody with a mouth, South Bay Mouth, to advocate on behalf of me and this new mother creator, whom is yourself. I could use somebody like you, Olivia. use your mouth to tell people to be quiet about us, be quiet about me. What I did to save them. So, I'm assuming that's your mouth there when you see the flower in the hair. And you're like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So, here's Killarney. Okay, now we're flying over Manitoulin Island, going into Killarney. You see that down there? Are you ready to take control yet? Do you want to, become new mother of all creation? So, next, you need. That's me laughing at you. What do you think of the story so far? So, you see this video here? Haven't met you yet? Michael Bublé? When this girl came onto his video, she came on as his girlfriend in the video. He didn't know her. Not one bit. He fell in love with her on the set of that video. He actually married her. He's married to that actress. The day he met her, he fell in love with her. And so it's ironic that the video he was making about her, she ends up as his wife. It's like, haven't met you yet. Here's the song. It's about a girl that he hasn't met yet. And this girl waltzes into his life as the actress in that video, and he falls madly in love with her and marries her. There's parallels between our story. I haven't met you yet, but I'm making a video about you. So from that perspective, the video is about me marrying you the same way Michael Bublé married the actress in his video. You're basically the actress in my video whom I'm going to marry. But I haven't met you yet. So in that video, there's a market called Killarney Market. So because he's Canadian, there's a Killarney in BC. That was filmed in British Columbia, which is on the west coast near California. But the Killarney that's over here, that's like, I could be there probably in about 5 hours, 6 hours. It would take me an hour to drive to the ferry, 2 hours across the Georgian Bay, and another 2 hours to get to it. So probably 5-6 hours I could be there. So that Killarney Market is connected to the story. So in the video, you can see these bananas. They're at a checkout. Like, check out. Check out bananas. Check out bananas. So what that means is people are going to call me bananas. They're not going to believe what I'm saying, and because they've been brainwashed to say that, right? So I'm not bananas. As long as I keep telling these stories, man, people are going to see what I see, and then you're going to, realize that I'm right. So, I'm not bananas, Olivia. You need to check me out, is what it also means. Why? Because you make banana bread here. There's 73. This is your 74th time. And it'll be your last time being the mother of all creation. I'm that confident that you're gonna become the mother of all creation on your 74th try. And that's you making banana bread. But she says, I'm happy you like it. That's like, that's actually your spirit talking to me saying, I'm happy you like it, Anthony. Like all these clues that you're showing me, I do like it. It warms my heart. It's not you saying, I'm glad you like all the clues I'm showing you. So, I'm having Olivia Rodrigo's banana bread. It doesn't mean the banana bread. It means this clue over here. Oh, I'm having Olivia Rodrigo's banana clue. That's what it means, Olivia. That's your spirit showing me that clue and telling me the story so that I can connect it to you so you can see the puzzle pieces and how they all fit together to give you certainty that I'm not lying when I say you're the new mother of all creation. Now here's Killarney Lodge. So behind the scenes here, I do what's called virtual dates. So I take the Miss Universe contestants on virtual dates. I've done this one before. We watched this last week. So I took all the girls on a virtual vacation. So I want you to watch that because I want you to picture us going to that lodge because that's where I want to go. I'm very curious about checking out that town. I'm very curious about checking out the dining in that town, because I know there's like four resorts in that town, and they all have fine dining. I'm the type of person that really enjoys fine dining because I'm a home chef. I do all the cooking. I've done all the cooking for my mom and dad, for all my girlfriends, and for all my family. Like for me and Sherry and the kids, I did all the cooking. I enjoy cooking. So I enjoy eating a fine meal. I enjoy it with a glass of wine. So I'm picturing us going there and enjoying all the fine dining options that they have, plus having a glass of wine with it. Because one glass of wine with a dinner is okay. Where it gets out of control. So if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're not supposed to do that. But one glass is okay for your soul. For me, anyways. So when you watch that, that's what that's about. It's a virtual date. You now know the location of that place here. And you can now add another layer of fantasy to your mind, because you could research that. You now know the town. It's in Ontario, Killarney. And look up the entire town. Look up as much as you can about it. Because I said there's like 4 resorts there. I like looking up Killarney food videos to see what type of food they have there. So that's where my mind is at. I enjoy watching that because I fantasize about you and I going there sometime. And enjoying the fine dining that they have. So the climb. So because there's a connection to the mountain lodge there, and you'll notice that they have a little bit of they're not mountains, they're rocky hills. You can see them in the background there, right? So those are like rocky hills there, right? Okay, they're not mountains, they're rocky hills. So that mountain lodge is connected to the climb. So the climb is about, I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. But there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. So there's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. So you need to know that song is about, it's about the old mother, because in Game of Thrones, the mother dragons, that connects to the mother dragons, there's a character called the Mountain in it, who's played by an actual guy called Halfthorne the Mountain. Thor, I think they call him. He's a 6'8", 400-pound muscular man, world's strongest man, who plays that character. So the mountain in here is like, there's always going to be another mountain. There's always going to be another Jaden. I'm always going to want to make her move. That's what the song is about. But seeing as I've moved on from that, it's not about that no more. It's about you, because there's always been 70. There's always going to be another Olivia Rodrigo. I'm always going to want to make her move. That's what the song is about, because you've been there for me 73 times in 73 past lives when we reach this point of Ragnarok. When Ragnarok happens, and I tell the world that I'm the Alpha and Omega, and I need somebody to stand beside, you've been there 73 times. So you're the mountain that I want to make move one more time, for the last time. There's always going to be another Olivia Rodrigo. I'm always going to want to make her move. That's what the lyrics mean. There's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move, or I want to make her move and come over here and stand beside me. So that connection to Mountain Lodge is the clue. So there's always going to be another Olivia Rodrigo. I'm always going to want to make her move. But in the event that, you get on that UFO and you don't come back as the person I thought you were, and you stab me through the heart like Doomsday did Superman, then I have to choose somebody else. And that's what that means. There's always going to be another mountain, or there's always going to be another Miss Universe contestant that I can marry if Olivia Rodrigo drops the ball. And I'm always going to want to make it move, or make them move, such as Billie Eilish. You really going to kill Billy the Kid? Does a horse piss when she pleases? Yeah, this man not to come around here. Is that the gun, Olivia Rodrigo, you're going to shoot him down with? Can I touch it, please? You know Iron Boy? Yes, sir. Well, go on then. Have a look. Pass it back. That there gonna kill Ed Rollins. Is that right? Okay, son. He passed it back. He struck a gun like that. You might as well be stroking another man's woman. I'm leaving right now. I'm wondering what to look for. I'll come back and tell you. Well, he's a good-looking kid. Away with the ladies. And people say he's fond of whistling side ballads. Now, if you get on the streets out there and you find somebody that fits that bill, well, you just come running to me. Okay. Hey, I see him. Right there, don't you see him? You know what, boy? I'm getting a little tired of your wise lip. Now, you get yourself something that sells today, or before I pull your britches down in front of all these fine ladies and spank your little bottom blue. I can't whistle, but so I'm not good at whistling, but he starts whistling that he shoots that guy. Go back and watch it again, girl. It's about you, man. You're really gonna shoot Anthony down with Olivia Rodrigo? And it's about Billie Eilish. How does that want to it's funny. You're really gonna kill Billie Eilish the kid? You're really gonna kill Billie Eilish, the greatest of all time? Yeah, if he's man enough to come around here. I didn't show you, Olivia. I'm just gonna look at both of you are on there now. I just gotta make sure that you don't drop the ball and let Billie Eilish steal your thunder. So anyhow, back to our story here. This is that white light thing there, man. That's that soul. So that's your soul there, Olivia and Billy. That's the universe. If you flew to the edge of the universe, you'd see those things rotating around the universe like that. So that's the one single atom in our spinal cords. And inside that electron is a quark here. Inside that quark's electron is the soul particle, which is this here, which revolves around this universe, or our universe, which is that particle there. And around every star, at the bottom of every star is a black hole. And that's the element time. And then that Gaia particle there, that's the black hole at the center of the planet. But what's missing on here is the black hole at the center of the center of the moon, the black hole in the fusion reactors, and the black hole in the time crow waves. I call them time crow waves. So, because there's an association to time crow wave, that means that black hole in the microwaves, that's also your soul. So, you might want to watch this here, the time crow wave, because it's about, that's your soul inside that microwave that advanced civilizations used to create their food. They don't need to cook anything. Basically, they put a piece of carbon in that microwave of equal mass of what they want, and then they put on what they want. So if they wanted fish and chips, they would put it in there and put fish and chips in the microwave, and it would pop fish and chips. And because it's just a matter of rearranging the atoms in the carbon and then rearranging them back into living, breathing molecules of fish and potatoes. So that's what the time microwave is. That's your soul in there. Or it can be your soul. That's grandmother's soul in the time microwave. And I know that because of time. So when you watch that time microwave, you'll have a little bit better understanding of what this other one is over here. Right here. Eve, that's your soul there. So the time that's associated with the time crow wave is associated with the time down here. That's your soul. That's your soul. Time crow wave. But right now, that soul's inside of me. So, those are what's missing there. So, this is our universe here, where we live with the dumbass androids. This is the Peter Pan's universe. And this is the good universe, where the people live now. And they live in their spaceships. And they have been living there for 200,000 years. And if you get with me, we could rescue them and they could come out of there. Bring our spaceships here. Then we could wage war. So, might as well talk about these. So, that single atom that's there, it's also there in the lungs. It's there in the heart, there in the stomach, the liver, intestine, bladder, and sex organs. So, in our spinal cord, there's 8 single atoms that houses all creation inside of it. And this is our home here. We live in the heart universe. So, the reason why they created CERN and this black hole weapon is because they theorized that by crushing us over and over inside that black hole, it'll eventually weaken the universe here. And if it weakens that universe as a particle, and if it gets crushed, then this universe in the heart would no longer exist. And then these guys could live in their separate universes forever on their 1,400 planets. That's their plan. Their plan is to crush this universe in a black hole over and over and over, but seeing this as Ragnarok, that ain't gonna happen. So, this is a very complex one. But I'll talk about it, because I haven't really talked about these videos. So, this is the soul ascension process. So, I'm using the spirituality soul here, okay? So, right here would be 2 souls of spirituality. So, what would happen is every 78 years, we would ascend our souls to a parallel universe. So, those soul particles, they would fly through the let's go over here. So they would leave the universe. And then they'd come out of that electron, and then they'd come out of that other electron, and they would enter the spinal cord here, and then it would go up the spinal cord, and then come back down the spinal cord, and then set up shop in a different universe, a different time. So, by showing you everything on there, it's very complex. This diagram is not really proper, but I'll try to explain it. So, the particles would leave there. Here it looks like they're traveling through that particle. That's not what would happen. So this universe is inside of there. So I want you to picture that as being inside of here, like over here in the corner, or being right here. So the soul would fly out of that electron, and then it would fly out of this electron here. But the way it is now, it looks like it's flying through one side, coming out the other side. That's not what it looks like. So I want you to picture this here as being there. I think I have another video. Yeah, this one here is probably better. Right here. That's what it would look like. So that's the atom's quark, or the atom's electron, and inside that electron is a quark right here, which is this one here. So that particle there, inside there, is the soul particle. Right here, the soul would leave that location. It would exit that quark particle, and then it would exit this fire electron, like that, and then it would travel up the spinal cord. So it would, there's the ventral root nerve there. So it would pop out of that little orange thing, and it would just fly along that ventral root, it would fly along that spinal cord nerve, and it would go up, and then it would come back down, over to here, over there, but in a different location in the spinal cord. So, So that's this here. So these are two different universes, right? So there's the liver universe and there's the stomach universe. So that particle, the soul particle, would leave the soul, it would exit that quark there, and then it would exit that electron, or exit that quark's electron, and then exit that atom's electron. Travel up the spinal cord, come back down, and then enter, and then it would fly into that electron, and then fly into that quark's electron, where it would then be back into the soul particle there. That's the soul ascension process. And that would happen forever and ever and ever. So there'd be identical twins in each of these universes here. So in each of these 8 atoms is a parallel universe right here. So there's 8 parallel universes, right? One here, one there, one there. That's 4. And then there's 4 here. So there's 8 parallel universes. There would be 8 identical Olivia Rodrigos, 8 identical Anthony Coggies, and we would become the new mother, father of all creation, and we would ascend our souls in this manner forever and ever and ever. That's the soul ascension process. We'd always move our souls every 78 years to a parallel universe, and we would it would happen when we fall asleep. So we'd fall asleep at night on the eve of our 100th birthday, and we'd wake up and the next day in a different universe. It doesn't hurt to move your soul around. But in order to create this here, we need those bodies in these parallel universes here. We don't have them, Olivia. We exist here in the heart. That's it. We only have one body in all creation. It exists there. We need to create bodies in that universe, and that one, that one below us. In order to do that, we have to have our firstborn son, which shocks evil, puts them to sleep. Then there's a process of talking to our spirits and guiding us into what we need to do to picture in our minds where we make love, to have our fraternal twins. And then when we do all that is necessary, that's when our spirits would rewind time in all these parallel universes on all these planets here. So there are 8 different Earths. There's one there, one there, one there, one there. Then the 4 down below. So our planet here would remain here. It would move through time normally. But these 2 planets above and these 5 below, it would have time rewound back to the beginning, 500 million years. And then it would move forward through time for 500 million years, which would take 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, the planet would birth what's called humans, like the primates would become humans. And then from there, it would take 20,000 years for you and I, like our bodies, to be made. Because once a human is created on that planet, you can't fast forward time, because a human soul is different from an animal soul. The reason why they can fast forward time on those planets is because the animals, like the Neanderthal man, their souls is that planet. And because the soul is their planet, it holds them down to the planet like a magnet, allowing them to fast forward it and allow that Neanderthal man to walk around really fast. That's how they can create a solar system in 1,000 years science, because the soul of the animals and the plants and the insects and the fungi is the planet, which holds everything to that planet using magnetism, so they don't go flying off into space using centrifugal force. It's like sticking a magnet on top of another magnet and trying to whip that other magnet off using centrifugal force. You can't do it. It's impossible. That's the secret to creating planets in 1,000 years. So if we had humans on there, because that's our soul there, we'd go flying off into space. So when the humans arrive on those planets, after we have our fraternal twins, Olivia, it's still going to take another 20,000 years for us to evolve, because the civilization has to catch up to ours. And because we're 20,000 years old, it means that we have to then wait 20,000 years before you and I can finally meet our identical selves, the 7 other identical selves. And once that happens, once we're born in 20,000 years, then we could fly up there and go look at our identical selves and say, we made it, we're here. It took 20,000 years, but we're here finally. We'll be looking at ourselves in like a mirror. Like we'll have those identical bodies in those parallel universes, and it's the same for every single human here on planet Earth. So some of us, like those of us born 10,000 years ago, they'll get to meet their identical twins a lot sooner than us. But you guys watching this right now that are at the end of the train, that's going to take 20,000 years before you can ascend your soul into that identical body. During that time, what's going to happen is we're going to have to do the cloning. We're going to have to clone ourselves. In theory, we may not need to. In theory, as long as we run every day, we could live for 20,000 years down here by running every day. So that's the process that has to take place in a basic nutshell, because we don't have those other bodies. And I need somebody to create those other bodies, Olivia, and I've selected you to help me do that. Now that's just one complex thing. So if my sleeper cell children here don't do anything bad, like talk shit about me, and everyone does as I say, be quiet, tell the aliens to get lost, don't do anything that'll jeopardize your soul, because only he who lives in hell, which is this planet, can destroy both soul and body in hell. Then I have to create them another planet. So at the same time, while these planets are being rewound, the life force from our fraternal twins would create another planet on the next star system over to us. So whatever that may be, that star would create an identical solar system to ours. And then that would take 1,000 years just for that planet to form. And that one would take another 20,000 years for the people that, exist now, that are here now. For them to go over there and become who they are. So you people that are here, I'm assuming half the planet maybe, you would get to go over there and see your identical selves in 20,000 years. It's the same process to be an identical Earth next to us, and then you'd have to wait the 20,000 years for your bodies to come into existence before the soul ascension process takes place. So that's just a really short crash course into the spirituality soul here, where they're located, the process that has to happen, but never forget about that there, because that's what the main story is about. How it happens, that particle there, that atom in the spinal cord there, basically your soul pops out of that, travels up the spinal cord, comes back down the spinal cord, goes over there and it pops back into that atom there. The next day you wake up in a different universe. So that's what we're looking at here. So that red part, that's the element love. Orange is fire, yellow is water, green is earth, blue is air, indigo is health, and violet is life. And yes, I know those aren't the identical colors, but that's how I started drawing them at the beginning. I needed to distinguish the two. And I put that deep purple closer to the blue, when it should be the other way around. It should be the other way around, but you get the idea. And then that one there, you combine all of those, you get white light, which is that white soul there. So as it is now, class, that atom, that quark, that soul, that universe, that space, that time, that Gaia particle, that moon particle, the black holes in there, and then there, those are all my souls. Not to mention the hydrogen. All the hydrogen in the universe, that's my soul as well. So right now, evil grandmother and evil grandfather are basically in control of the spaceships. But once I seize control of the hydrogen in the universe, my spaceships can fly on the hydrogen, and they'll be able to come over here using the hydrogen in the universe, because I'm not bound by gravity. So I encourage you kids watching this who are from different homeworlds not to do anything rash, because the last thing you want to see is, a 12-mile wide UFO designed specifically for destroying civilizations. Because when you see that, it means that the shit has hit the fan, and you don't want to see that. So I encourage you to keep your mouth shut, please. So, now, I'll leave you with this, I guess. Anything. So, well, check out this one here. And if you kids can't watch that one, watch the one down below. The one up top, you have to be an adult to watch. The one down below, you don't need. I can do anything. I can make Olivia Rodrigo my new soulmate because she has that soul of white light. And that's what you kids don't know, that I can do anything. Because I am the Alpha and Omega. All of those inside of me. So, my last one will be for you, Olivia. That's this one. Heaven in our headlights. I'll show you something really quick on it. Oh, better not. I better not, because I might get red flag. So, at the end of this video, you're gonna see the girlfriend. She drives past him in a car. They're in a car. At the end, she drops him off at a concert, and she drives away in that car. When she drives away in the car by herself, it's a representation of you getting on that UFO, disregarding my advice not to, coming back as an android, rejecting me, and then me having to go look for somebody else. When he gets dropped off at a concert, he goes into an arena, he starts playing the music. So if you drop me off at that arena, it means you're gonna break my heart, reject me, and then I'm gonna have to go, look up, maybe check out Billie Eilish, the greatest of all time. So don't drive away, driver's license. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Listen to me. Don't reject me. Otherwise, I'm gonna go into that concert hall and I'm gonna go select another female to be my creator wife. Billie Eilish is one of them. I could choose anybody else I wanted to. It's just a matter of looking for the clues. But right now, she's at the top of the list. So please don't drop me off at that concert and leave me all alone, Olivia. Or should I say driver's license? Stay with me. So, you see how that button slipped there? She wants me to play that last song for you. Invincible. My finger slipped. So, watch that one while you're at it. This is about me being invincible. You may walk away from me, but I'm invincible this life. I will find another wife, and I will move on with somebody new. So don't drop me off at that concert and drive away, driver's license. Because I'm invincible. I'll just find somebody else. But right now, I want that person to be you. Don't break my heart, please.